Okay, hey everybody. So this is Mr. Haig, and I am here to show you another new cool trick in Premiere. And obviously, whoa, that's a lot of stuff here. So you can ignore that. You can ignore that, and I will have some of these notes for you. Actually, you know what? Excuse me. Okay, so I had a little pause over there, and we're going to show you a new trick. So hello everybody. So the first thing I want to point out is that in Premiere, there's certain things you got to look for. First of all, up until now, okay, you should have something like this in the bottom where you have a whole bunch of, clips. You should have parts of clips like the NASA clip right here. Okay, obviously, you're not going to have room for everything. You might have some of this and, things like that. So one of the things that you may be aware of is if you notice that some of these clips, they kind of don't look right. And so what happens is you can actually fix it. So here's my workstation at home, and this is from the two computers graphic. So in order for me to fix that, I can scale it, I can do a lot of things to it. And it's all in this area right here, okay? And by the way, do you remember the old tilde? Remember the tilde? It looks just like this. The tilde, Tilde, which kind of looks like this. You see that little, here, let me separate that a little bit right there. That little thing right there. It's located on the upper left, just below the escape key. Okay, so just in case you're wondering, why do I need the tilde? Well, look at this. When I highlight a section, okay, and I press tilde, boom, it takes over the whole screen. I'll press tilde again, and boom, it comes back. Same thing with the timeline. You notice the blue thing around? There it is. Timeline's bigger. Press again, timeline smaller. Program sequence. Look at that. Okay, so I'm just trying to spend a couple of minutes just trying to get you used to kind of controlling all this. Now here is a complete disaster mess. Okay, if you notice right here, the project panel should be on the far left. So if you find your project tab way over here, you can click and drag. And you should have effects, control, effects, markers, I suppose. I don't know. I just keep the history. It helps a little bit. But if you don't really need any of this stuff, you can just actually press on the hamburger icon and press close panel. Really no need for you to have that. I don't need this right now. So, if I need it, I can always go to Window and bring back Audio Clip Mixer that I just removed, and there it is again. So, whatever the case may be, but project window should always be on the left. Source tab should always be on the left. See that? Program. So program, source, and project. Now another thing is this, all this things right here, frame rate, media, all that stuff. Well, some of this stuff is so unnecessary. Let me show you, okay? First of all, let's scroll through here. You see media start, you see media end, you see duration, you see all this stuff you probably will never have to read, or you never want to read. So let me make things a little easier for you. What I like you to do is go over any one of these tabs and right click. Then click on metadata display or metadata display, and click on this and you'll have this dialog box. Looking deeply, you can see that that Premiere Pro metadata, you can click on this drop down arrow right here, and you notice that all this stuff you can check and uncheck. Well, first of all, frame rate is kind of useless because they're all 29.97. Don't need that. And once I click that, okay, and I press OK, you'll notice that frame rate is gone. Do I really need media start? Well, every one of them starts at 0. Duh. I do like duration. Duration and where it ends are the same information. So one of them has to go. Right click, metadata. I don't need to know when the media starts. I don't need to know where it ends, but it would be nice to have the duration. Video in point, don't need. Video out point, don't need. Video Well, let's keep the duration. Why not? Subclip start. Don't need it. Subclip end. I'll go over what a subclip is one day. So, but subclip duration. So anything with start and end, I'm just interested in duration. Video info, don't really, I should know the info of my video. Audio info, same thing. Tape name, don't need. Description, don't need. Log note, whatever. Capture settings, status, okay. Scene, shot, good, hide. In other words, I'm just getting rid of everything. And so now I think I'm pretty good with what I have here. I'm going to press OK, and look at that, beautiful. Okay, so nice and serene, such good feng shui. For those of you who know what feng shui is, okay, it's the art of decluttering. Let me write this down. Feng shui. Alright, you're like, whatever. Okay, next thing is you got to make sure that effects control, effects, markers, as I mentioned before, you can always go to Windows and find that out, but pretty much we're set. Alright, now this image here doesn't look right. So first of all, on the project window, I should be able to see that image. This is called, it'll tell you right here, if you want to move the cursor over, let me see, go there. It says 2 computers. If I double click on the film clip on the timeline, 1, 2, it'll also appear here, and it'll tell me exactly the name. Okay, sequence 01, 2computers.jpg. Well, there it is right there, 2computers.jpg right over there. I can double click there, and of course it gives me a more expanded. Well, that's what I want right there. I don't need any dead black space. See right here? So let me do this. With the clip here selected, I'm going to go to Effects Control, and then I'm going to see Scale. You see that? Scale. Go over there. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. If I move the cursor over the number, you notice it has a left and right arrow. And I'm going to go ahead and drag across. There it is. It looks much nicer. There's no dead space. Let's go to the next one. Okay, now see, look at that. That's a big wall over there. Well, this one is, well, I guess this is kind of the brick wall. I kind of know what it is, but still, we can go and with this click, notice the scale right now is at 34, so it's a big image to begin with. So I'm just going to bring this down a little bit, and actually it was already pretty good. I may reposition it, so just so you know what these are. Scale obviously is how big we can control the size. Position, the left number 640 decides left and right. So scroll to the right, scroll to the left. It'll go according to where you decide to scroll. And of course the one here where it says 360, if I move to the right it goes down, move to the left it goes up. It takes a little bit to kind of get used to, but you'll get the hang of it. Then we go to this guy right here, which is an actual video, and that looks pretty good to me. But even if it didn't, I can also, with a video, I can move in, move out, but I'm going to leave it alone. So this one really looks big. This is the gym steps, and I'm going to look at how big that image was. So I had a lot of real estate there. Okay, so this one, same thing. Let's go ahead and see if we can make some corrections. Oops. And one of the things you got to watch out for, you have to select this clip that you want. Notice that the white is around another clip. So if I go back over here, well, I kind of messed it all up. Look at that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it back down. There we go. Then I'm going to go to the next, move my playhead across, and then select that clip. That looks pretty much, I don't know, looks okay to me, I suppose. Yeah, it's about right. Then I'm going to go here with NASA. It all looks good. This steps kind of look big to me, so I'm going to bring this down. Oh yeah, I had a lot of real estate there. And then finally we've got, well, that's the thunderstorm, okay? And you should have had the audio file down here below. Okay, so we're good to go there. Now I want to talk about transitions. Okay, transitions is basically, if you have used PowerPoint before, you know what transitions are. It's some kind of effect between clips. Okay, so it could be a fadeaway, cross dissolve, things like that. So what you need to do is now, let's go ahead and start over here in the very beginning. Move the playhead all the way to the left. And also, don't forget, you've got this scenario here where you've got the scroll bar on the bottom part. Okay, and if you move it out, notice how the timeline shrinks. And if you move it over here, move it to the left, it gets bigger. So they all serve different purposes, and it could, it depends on what you're doing. But right now, I just kind of need it like that, and that's okay by me. So now I'm going to go to Effects, and if you notice in Effects, you got presets, Limetry presets, audio, and then audio transition, video effects, which we'll go into next, and then video transitions. So if you click here, you'll notice there's a whole slew of cool transitions here. I don't expect you to know everyone, but I'm going to go over some of the basic ones. The first one is called a cross dissolve. So if you click on cross dissolve, watch first and then do. Okay, so I'm going to drag the cross dissolve in between the first two clips. Now if you see that line right there, okay, you see where the arrow points to the line? That's where I need to place it. So as I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and boom, and if you notice, there it is right there, that little dot, that little I guess thingy there. So, and what I can do is I can actually still click on it and watch this. I can go to Effects Control, and I can actually make it bigger. See that? See that? Now notice, and I can make it start more that and there. In other words, I can make it start more to the left, more to the right. So you notice that it says here, my two computers and then brick wall. So if you notice down here, it actually got a little bit bigger, but I have the effect starting more towards, well, anyways, I'm doing the best I can to center it. Well, let's watch this area right here, and it will cross dissolve. See that? Pretty cool. Alright, let's try another effect. This time let's go to, well, some of these things, let's go through Iris, and Iris is a pretty nice one, but let's go ahead and do the Iris cross. Let's go ahead and put that in between, and let's watch. Okay, pretty cool. And let's do another one. How about page peel? Okay, let's do that and put that. Okay, there we go. Pretty cool. And then we're going to do slide. Let's slide split, put it in between another two. And of course, like I said, you can click on the effect and then click on Effects Control and kind of, make it last a little longer if you want. So let's go ahead and watch over here. Alright, and that's what I'd like for you to do. When you're done, go ahead and file export. Okay, export as an MP4. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to export this. Oops, let's go. Export all this. If I can spell. Export as transitions.mp4, and then I'm going to have, this time instead of using that form that's kind of becoming a pain, I might just have you upload to a folder. Okay, so let's try it. In fact, instead of calling it transition, make sure you put transition, your name, okay, whatever it is, your name, and then put down period, number, whatever, period 2, period 3, 4, whatever. Okay, so go ahead and do that. And if you have any questions, we're going to talk more about this in the second half. Peace out.